Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Everyday Psychic Radio. This show features healing and guidance and readings for everyday people just like you to find your way to your highest self and living your best life. Featuring Psychic Jennie McDaniel and your host, Drew Pillow. And if that wasn't enough for you, good afternoon, good evening, good day, mates, wherever you are. Psychic Jennie McDaniel is in the virtual studio with me, Drew Pillow, and if that's not enough for you, we have a very special guest today, and her name is June Love, and she is a veteran podcaster. She's a psychic. She's a lot of things, and I'm not going to even attempt to tell you all those things because she's right here with us today. June, tell us all about you. How you doing?
I'm fantastic this morning. It's still, this afternoon. Just hit 12 o'clock here in San Diego. I'm born and raised in South Central Los Angeles, and I was an ordained minister years later in Atlanta, Georgia. Then I was consecrated here in California many years later and done so many things and got into my Reiki energy work and started with, dealing with cards, something I was totally against, the churchdom. And luckily I was already had, taken my journey as a disciple of Christ to learn more about the world and the galaxies and the quantum energies and all of that stuff that's outside of the realm of visual sight. And I got into the cards. And it's just like a tool that helps me to connect with people. And I help people that way, just kind of a doorway to bring people into the energy world. Something like that.
Good. Sounds good, yeah. So you are, can we expect, before I go ahead and introduce Jennie McDaniel for the listeners who don't already know, can we expect that there's going to be a little bit of a churchiness to the readings today?
It just depends on the person. I'm a Buddhist, Hindu, yogi. I'm just a spiritual person. But my bachelor's degree is in religious art, so I had to study a lot of religions and cultures and how they praise the universe. Right? Yes.
So we're not. I know it's Sunday. I just want to make sure we wasn't about to go to church. So
no, maybe I don't know.
Let me get the mute button ready. No, I'm just. So anyway. So I've introduced myself and our special guest now, the lady of the hour, our regular, who's here every Sunday with me, Jennie McDaniel. Jennie is a psychic, a medium, a hypnotherapist, massage therapist, quantum karmic healer, and a CEO of a podcast network. Whoop. Anyway, Jennie, tell us all about you. Anything that I didn't touch on already.
Well, thank you so much for the introduction, Drew. It's always a pleasure to work with you and Joan both. I like to do a lot of different modalities. One of my favorite things to do is to show or tell people that they've had past lives, and if they want to go beyond that, I'll tell them about their past lives, or parallel, because time doesn't exist, so they're more parallel than past. Either way you want to put it, I help people take a look at those, because oftentimes we repeat patterns in this time frame continuum that we didn't quite get through in other time frame continuums. So I'm a quantum karmic healer, and I like to channel all kinds of entities, whether they're famous deceased people like Nikola Tesla or your grandma Sue who you want to connect with. I like to channel all different kinds of entities. High-vibed one. no mid-range ones or low-range ones for me. And I just do a lot of emotional, spiritual healing. And yes, I am a CEO of 2 podcast networks, one of which breaks down dogma in the spiritual world and the religious world, and the other one breaks down dogma in the political world, which is up and coming and to be launched first of the year, 2020. We're on, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
So should we call you a CCO or boom?
Jennie will be fine.
We can make that a shirt, a T-shirt. That's CCO.
That would sell.
You. Yeah.
Go to all the rallies for female rights, you'd sell it.
Yeah. So I guess the way this works for listeners is you get the intro, and we're going to open up the phone lines so that you can have a question or a comment. We'll give you about 5 minutes. Tell us your question or concern quickly so we can maximize your 5-minute time. The phone lines do get busy, so we can't guarantee that everyone will get through, but that's okay. So send out the positive energy, the pick me, and we might pick you. If you don't care to wait around because you are very special and you know it, clap your hands. You can go to our website, everydaypsychicradio.com. You can click on the magic button, and for a small contribution, you could be considered a VIP. You jump to the head of the line. You get a little extra care and time in your reading, and it works just like that. It's a simple, easy process. And we also have a chat room open up on the Blog Talk Radio page if you care to chat questions or comments. That's blogtalkradio.com/Heart Over Ego Radio. And Heart Over Ego Radio is the network, and it contains shows throughout the week. Today, Sunday, we're Everyday Psychic Radio. But on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's different shows, different hosts, different flavors, all with the same vibe and mission. So enough for me. And in between, when we get some downtime, we can talk about different topics that are important. So if you ladies can think of something that you might want to chat about in between calls, that'll be cool. Are we ready to rock and roll, or is there anything you guys want to mention before we jump it off?
I think I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Oh, did somebody say how am I? Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, and no, it's Sunday. I'm so excited because it's here. We have 90 minutes. We're going to max it out. So let's go and begin by saying hi to everybody in the chat room. And let's take the first caller. Let's go with this one. Oh, let me pull up my cheat sheet. I have a cheat sheet, and that is right in front of me. Okay, cool. So here's our first caller from 480 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from? And what's your question or concern?
Hi.
Hi.
And I was wondering
Oops, the connection's not very good. Can you hear her very well, Drew?
No.
Okay. That connection might not be good enough.
how is that? That's better?
There you go.
Oh, hi. My name is Keisha from Arizona, and I was wondering if you guys saw me get any jobs soon.
Keisha in, did you say Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And if June could hit the mute on the shuffle, that'd be so helpful.
Where's she shuffling? Because I thought she was scraping paint off the side of a barn. I was saying home renovation.
All right, let's take a look at Keisha here. Let's take a quick glance here, and I'll pass you over to June because I know she's got those cards good and ready for you. So let's just take a look here. Keisha, your spirit guides want me to go ahead and start beefing up your solar plexus. So if everybody listening on the line, and you too, Keisha, just bring your mind. We're going to do energy work together. This is energy work.
Okay.
Thought. It's energy work. So we're going to go to the center of your stomach, solar plexus, yellow spinning wheel of light. They're just amping it out. By they, I mean your spirit guides. You've got past loved ones. You've got all kinds of guides and assistants pushing all kinds of confidence into your solar plexus. Why they're doing this? I never ask questions. It's always very helpful, though. What they're saying is it's helping build that confidence and pull out any doubt or uncertainty or fear, the opposite of the energy that we want to bring in. So they're just helping alchemize any stresses around it, which I'm imagining there's some. They're not showing me tons of details. They usually don't for the 5-minute calls. But what they're showing me right off the top is if you continue doing the lineup that's required to manifest in this time frame continuum or this dimension, which is desire something and then put the footwork or energy behind making it happen, i.e. putting in resumes, for example, putting resumes, keeping the flow going. They're saying if you do those things, the universe has to give you what you want at some point. They're saying the ego will want it yesterday, right? But that's where that expectation comes in and starts to hamper what the universe is doing for us. So what your spirit guides are telling you for right now, which is go ahead and look at your solar plexus every once in a while, giving it love and support and energy. It's beautiful yellow spinning wheel of light in the center of your stomach. And just continue doing the physical things and spreading out the search if you need to, and keep the energy flowing, because the saying that you're going to land something, but it just all depends on how much frequency you put into it. Now, I can't tell what other people's ego and free will are going to do. So I can't really see like, oh, Bob at the store on corner of what and whatever is going to hire you. I don't get that kind of details. I'm glad about it. They're saying it doesn't matter even if she did get those details. You're the determiner of the steering of your momentum. So they're saying that's the power. It's less in some mystical psychic on a radio show telling you, yeah, you're going to land a job on Tuesday next week. If someone says that to you, run for the hills, because you're creating your destiny. So just put the effort behind it and you'll get what you want. They're saying not long if you put effort behind it. June, did you grab any cards that you want to talk about?
Well, I definitely see a lot of release around what you feel like you're supposed to do or what your destiny is. And sometimes we kind of focus so hard, what is my destiny, what is my destiny, which we have to realize that our destiny walks with us all the time. It's always there. We're not losing our destiny. We're walking accordingly. And you are walking accordingly in the aspect of how you're thinking. It's like being more honest with what you want, what you desire, because you already know, I don't want this. So it's time to release what you don't want. Like, I don't want that. You already know you don't want it. If you focus on it, it's just going to keep coming around and around. And so that's what I'm saying is you are destiny. You don't have to worry about finding it or looking for it. You're on the path of it every day. But what you have to do, I would say, like Sister Jennie said about your solar plexus, about your own power, is that admit that you have this power that can change your life just by you admitting what you really feel about what you want.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Some good advice.
Okay.
Keisha, today, we're surrounding you with light and love.
Yeah.
Make those moves. Steer the boat exactly where you want to go. Put the intention behind it. You'll manifest. You'll land it.
Okay. Definitely. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you,
God
Keisha.
bless.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
God bless you, baby.
Oh, you never call me baby. I probably need to get a cuter voice then. So the next caller. So a couple quick things that I wanted to ask real quick. Hi Amish comedian in the chat room, Lovely Dove, Fiddly Bob. So what I want to ask real quick, if you guys could touch on this, is chakra health is vital. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but can you guys like break that down for me? Like say it in the right words and talk about that for a second, because
Sure.
people may not even understand that is true, if it's true, and why it's true.
It's brilliant. Yes, this and June Love is a master on this too, so she'll put on her spin. But it's vital, but there's other energy systems that are also vital, meaning you can work with your meridians, which are more of an Asian construct with your meridians. Acupuncturists often use them, always, I think, in fact. And then if you go to a yoga class or more of an Ayurvedic or Middle Eastern Indian healing space, you're going to see the chakra system. So there's other chakra systems, I'm sure, in other cultures and religions and dynamics and stuff, but the chakra system is something I use quite often, as well as June Love uses it often too. She's got a whole series on all the chakras, breaks them down right here on our network, Heart Over Ego Radio. You can look at all her information. She's got a show on each chakra. But also, if you've ever seen an outline of someone sitting Indian style with the rainbow of circles going down the center of their body. That is the chakra system. A lot of people will see that in passing on posters and at festivals and, in art and things like that. That is the chakra system. So each chakra is represented by a color. And I feel like you can do energy work all day long without even knowing what a chakra is. People do it every day. But the idea of energy work is thought. So if we can hone it in and put more description and detail around it, it makes it stronger. Hence, probably where the idea of the chakra system came from. So, for example, in the center of the chest is the heart chakra, has everything to do with love and acceptance. And that is in the center of the stomach, and it's center of the chest, and it's associated with the color green. And there's 6 other major chakras that line up and down the spine, one starting in the base of the spine, going all the way to the top of the head, and we can have a whole show on that. It's a very effective way to wield energy is just having a light knowledge of the chakra system. And even if you don't know what it is, and like let's pretend our last caller, and I'm imagining she didn't know what a chakra was, it doesn't matter. Your imagery, when I describe it, center of your stomach, yellow spinning wheel of light, done. The energy work is done. You've imagined it, whether you saw it out in front of you or in your mind's eye, or you just thought about it. The energy work has been performed. And then that's where energy workers come in. We take that and we run with it. So looks like you're dealing with some emotional stuff with either self-confidence or self-assuredness. Let's dig in deeper. And then that's where a trained energy worker will be able to go right into that chakra and start alchemizing and moving energy and helping you heal. Same thing with like an acupuncturist. They'll go after the meridians, which run differently in the body and are also energy pools. So energy lines really are what the meridians are. But that's a basic breakdown. June, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes, that's a beautiful description of the chakra system. The chakra system is also connected to your central nervous system. The purpose of when an energy worker goes into like your heart chakra, it literally is in the area of your organ, your chakra, your heart chakra, your heart. And when you're, as a holistic healer, you look at things holistically. So what happens in the physical is already happening in the spirit realm or the mental faculties, where you're feeling. So if you're angry, depending on where angry is stored at, that anger could be stored in your liver, which is a part of your sacral chakra, and your root chakra, deals with your reproductive organs. So if you've had issues with children, fertility, you can work on that root chakra, which deals with your past life, like when you were a child, how your generational energies or generational curses, generational blessings are lined up in your life where you are able to release those things, cut those cords, do with energy work with that particular chakra. But our feelings that are connected to our past life or like in our immediate family, that will affect our money. It would affect our relationships with one another. So yes, the chakra system, to clear that every day is very powerful. And there are a lot of different modalities like what do you call that? Visual. Meditation. Guided meditations help you with clearing your chakras. If you don't understand it, you will learn from those guided meditations. So, yeah, it's very pertinent. It is connected to the central nervous system that is connected to the brain and your mind. It basically tells your body what to do. So knowing your chakra system helps you to actually have control over your body, mind, and soul. That's the best way I can put it.
Okay, and as you were talking, it was I went and I downloaded me a printable, simple chakra chart because you said it's thinking and visualizing. So as I see the chart, I can see the color and the location. And when I think about it, I can what is it I'm supposed to think about? Well, we'll talk about that more in between callers down the road.
Yes.
But I did that. I downloaded that. And so it to me it's like the simple version is like your mental health. If you're stressed and worried a lot, it can affect your body, right?
Mm-hmm. No
And
doubt.
Right.
your energy body, your chakras are
Yes.
connected to your energy body, and it all
Mhm.
works together. So it's
Yes.
good to get our energy bodies in good alignment, so we can have
Mhm.
optimum health and attract the things we want, so we're not standing in our own way and things like that. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, that's the third grade version, y'all. So,
Perfect.
let's shout out to Lovely Dove in chat and so many other people. And this one comment says, in the past I've been told that my heart chakra was blocked, but that was back when I was learning to deal with my brother's passing. Does that sound like something typical?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And even someone who doesn't practice energy work or know even what the hell it is could look at that statement and say, of course your heart would be affected by a death. And that's the practicality of, I think, how they lined up the chakras, where it just makes sense that
Yep.
you feel that in your heart. And somatic healers are big on that. You're feeling a feeling where you're feeling it. You know, it doesn't always have to line
Right.
up the chakras, but it can. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Yeah, and you've heard people say, "I feel like my heart is broken," because they're feeling that right in the center of the chest, some sort of distraught, stress, or loss. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So things can happen that can cause obstructions or whatever in these different parts of our energy body, and we need to do. It's just like if you fall in and break a bone, you have to do some work to heal it. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Right.
yeah, that was a good point.
Even those have chakras. Even those parts of your joints, they have chakras. You know, it's 300 and something chakras. We just deal with the main 7 because it's a part of the endocrine system.
Okay. Well, let's get another caller in because you guys are making me feel like I'm back in school and I'm actually on break. So much information, and I bet there's listeners that are really absorbing this and saying, yes, that makes perfect sense. Everybody's not operating on an uber simple level, but some of us are. So let's get the second caller in. Let's try this area code, 808. 808. What's your name? Where are you calling from? What's your question or comment?
Hi, this is Bhavana calling from Hawaii, and one of a listener, and I've done healings before with Jennie, so it's been great.
Whoa!
Hi there.
Hi there.
Aloha.
And I missed the beginning. I just saw it on my news feed about 10 minutes ago, so I popped in. So I'm not sure what kind of question to ask, but
ask anything you want.
Oh. Well, I guess I was calling for a little bit of healing today. I moved in my new home, which I purchased with my parents' help in April, and I do my healing work here. But I came into a super local, kind of a mixed income neighborhood. So I've got these neighbors. They were doing it every few weeks, but they're parties, but now it's every few months. And yesterday it started at 5 p.m. and it went on till 3 a.m. I did call the police at 12:30, which helped a little bit, but that really raked my nerves because when I do that, they scream, expletives at me, not to me, but when I walk back in my house and they she's an F and, things I shouldn't say on radio. But I think that where that affected me was my root chakra and possibly my third chakra. I could feel it, that nervous energy, and so what I've been doing since last night and when I woke up today is just regrounding and deep breathing and affirming feelings of safety and personal power and just giving it to God. So, yeah.
And if you can't tell, my lovely friend here is a energy worker and healer herself. So she has answered her own question so beautifully on the radio show today. But let me just take a deeper look here and see if I can get any more insights or information or pieces from this piece of information you gave us. So your spirit guides are saying she's 100% right. It's absolutely her root chakra that's being shuffled around because of the disruptance at home. Root, home, makes sense, right? So if we're going to all do some energy work here, it's very easy. Everybody on the line and everyone listening, let's go ahead and focus in on the root chakra, which is at the base of the spine, and it's red, spinning wheel of light. going ahead and giving it a shift. And they're saying it's been balancing because you moved not so long ago and you're kind of just getting adjusted. And yes, you're bringing on a practice, which requires another level of balance. But what they're saying is the only thing we can give you that you don't already know right now is I'm being reminded of something that I told somebody today even, which is in the Bible, and I'm not a big fan of it, but there's pieces of it that I dig on. It says things like when someone gives you grief or when someone slaps your cheek, turn the other cheek. And I love Jesus. June loves Jesus. I know you're a big follower of Jesus too, and you like his original works and stuff. But what my spirit guides are saying is giving that piece of information, because whether these kids who like to have parties near you stay awake till midnight or 3, it's going to be disruptive to you because you go to bed at a reasonable hour. So they're saying at reasonable times, like at 12:30, if you have to call the police, they will start to get the impression if you stick with it. But what they're saying specifically is if when you're walking back into your house and they're slinging slurs at you or whatever they're doing to you, they're saying turn the other cheek, because we can't control other people's ego. We can, however, control how we respond to it. They're like, we know it's not pleasant to be shouted at and yelled at. That's a given. No one likes that. That can't be good. But what they're saying is because they're such a space in their own learning, that they're not necessarily going to get it very quickly. So the best angle to come at would be for you to build up some protection around you, as well as turning the other cheek and saying, hey, I really don't care what these punk kids next door think about me. And if I do, I got to look at that. Solar plexus, you nailed it. 3rd chakra, center of the stomach, yellow spinning wheel of light. They're saying doing some work around that. They're flushing it full of light energy. They're saying you can continue doing this work because that gets beefed up so much. They're saying at some point it just gets so beefed up there's just 0 fucks to give. And they're saying we wish that on you. We appreciate you for calling. And, I've had you as a client for several years, and you said your name, but I always, in my head, call you the spiritual Hawaii girl. Can you say your name one more time for us?
Others do as well. I'm Bhavana. Thank you.
Bhavana. I've heard you say it before, but it doesn't stick. So Bhavana, the spiritual Hawaii healer. We appreciate you for calling. Get in touch with me. We'll connect and catch up, okay? Take it easy.
Sounds great. Have a great holidays, everybody. Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Aloha. I had to keep showing off my bilinguality skills. Yeah, that was ideal, because sometimes you can sway people with kindness. And not giving them a response. Yeah, and sometimes they just get tired if they don't get what they want from you. I always look at it like, when I woke up today, I think I chose that I was going to be pleasant and happy. And then when I cross paths with somebody, I'm not just going to just easily be swayed into some toxic space just because that's what they are choosing to be on, or that's where they are today. So it's harder. It's easier to jump in the mud with people than to say, oh, enjoy your mud. I'm going to keep going this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you feel better later. Somebody said earplugs. Somebody said put some earplugs in and just call it a night. Let them be. But I like both answers. Let's see. Also, I wrote down some things I wanted to ask in between callers. I can't find my notes. Okay. Thoughts create. I'm going to pretend like somebody sent me this in a chat. So thoughts create. Is that true? Why is it true? And how true is that? How important is it to know that?
June, do you want to go at that one?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind was you have to experiment yourself. Experimentation is key. If you want to find out if something is true, real, and how it is, you can't really go by what other people say. You have to experience it. You have to observe it, pay attention to it. You have to experience it. That's one thing. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. That's what I thought. That's a pun.
Right.
So what do you say, Jennie?
Thoughts create so much. In fact, I have a couple people who would like to come through me, and I'll do a little quick channeling before we get to the next caller, we have Einstein himself giving me the heads up that he'd like to come in and hold some space. And then we have Nikola Tesla, two of the most creative people of our time, human history, in my opinion. You be the determiner if you like them or not. But they're coming in energetically, and they want to say things like, we're prime examples of how powerful that can become. You can go out further than anyone has ever gone before, be in your thoughts. And in those thoughts, that is the beginning spaces of creativity, manifestation, and manifesting. So with a combination of thought and dreaming and creative energy paired with the physical backup, i.e. Einstein was a scientist and did research, Tesla was an inventor and did research, they backed up their thoughts with physicality. They could have easily been drunks at the bar going on and on and on about their thoughts and not landing any of them. They didn't. They had their own personal problems, but they landed those thoughts. And Einstein, of course, did some work around gravity and relativity or something like that. And, of course, Tesla did a lot around the energy fields. So what you have are two men that went way out in their thoughts, brought it back to this physical plane and manifested it, i.e. what we like to call manifestation, bringing to the physical a thought. So, yes, thoughts are everything. And if you catch yourself saying negative things often, don't get mad at yourself. That's just pouring more gasoline on the fire. You find yourself having negative thoughts, go ahead and say, hey, I forgive you for having emotions and human thoughts. You are a human, but I'm going to curve those and alchemize them into more accepting thoughts. Because if I want to resonate heart energy, I'm going to have to be mostly heart energy. So we can train ourselves to alchemize negative thoughts. Again, we're going to have some of them. You're a human. Don't get mad at yourself. But if we can alchemize most of them, we will then start resonating at a better frequency, and then our thoughts can manifest even more quickly. If you look at pictures of Einstein, he looked like he was just in la la land. Well, he was. But he would come down every once in a while to land stuff.
That was a great. You guys really broke it down perfectly, and I like that. I really like the part about. It goes
hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the part about when you're trying to change and you catch yourself slipping back into negativity. Don't do the knee-jerk reaction of God, I'm so stupid, because that's counterproductive. That's gas on the. I want to pour this gas on this fire to put it out. Yeah.
Right. That's exactly what it's doing.
Forgive yourself and say. Somebody told me, let's practice more accurate and beneficial language, especially when we're talking about ourselves. Just keep it accurate, but make sure it's beneficial. So, look at me. I'm doing so well, but I'm not perfect yet. I'll keep trying. Or whatever. Gotta be gentle with myself. So, let's get the next caller. I'm trying to read the comments in the chat, but I'm gonna get another caller while I'm doing that, so there's not a lot of blank space. Let's go with this 303 area code. 303.
303 hasn't pressed one, and I think it's Heidi kind of checking in on the studio, so she's more aware of what's going on.
Oh, let me uncheck 303. Yeah, they didn't
saw her
press
on there.
One. Oh, sorry. And there was my phone ringing. So let's do. Do you have a preference, Jennie, since you're peeking in there?
I am in the studio with you since I found out I can be looking on too. I had Heidi do it too. We're all spying in on you doing a full show. I'm like, he even gets the chat room up and running while he does it all.
Spying on me.
I am spying on you. Let's see. Who can we pull in next? Let's go ahead and shall we do 541?
Yeah, let's do 541. And caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? What's your question or comment?
Oh, yes. Hi. This is Camille, and I'm calling you from Oregon.
Hi, Camille from Oregon.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call. So, okay, I had called in, a little bit ago, and just had a similar question in regards to where things are going with my relationship with Josh.
All right. Let's just take a look here. And because we only have 5 minutes, and it takes me a moment to bring forth a lot of details. Is there anything specific you want to know, or should I just read off the top? The more specific the question, the more specific the reading in this time frame.
The specific question is, we've been together for a little over 1 year, but for whatever reason, so much, our communication is stagnant, and yeah, I mean, I know what I'm going through, but I would love to be supportive with him with what he's going through, but I don't know what it is that's kind of keeping us apart.
Wonderful. Thank you for elaborating that. I'm seeing so much more now, and it's very good information, so I'm going to hand it over to you. So what your spirit guides are saying is, and when you called and I was reading your energy, I'm like, oh, she's an old soul healer. And my spirit guides are like, yes, and that doesn't mean you have to be a professional healer. It just means in your parallel lives you have a lot of time spent servicing others in a heartful manner. So they're saying with that karma, good karma, right, there is a kick side to it, or a flip side to it, which is we try to do everyone's job for themselves quite often. It's easier for us to do it than to watch them struggle. And they're saying this is what's going on in your relationship. What's blocking the communication? Him. We see you putting in all the effort and maybe even doing well more than 50% of the communication, upwards to 75% of the communication. So they're saying he is not lining up to be your equal right now. You can choose what you do with the relationship. There's no wrong and right, really. You learn no matter what you do, but they're saying you're going to be waiting for a very, very, very long time for him to show up as your equal, meaning match you in communication, match you in emotion space, match you in emotional intelligence. They're saying you can keep learning again this way, but we're suggesting that you find someone who's ready because it looks like you are. So they're saying, what can you do to support him? You've done a lot. You've held space for a year and pushed forward and held the relationship together in some ways. So they're saying what you can do is tell yourself that you can't do anymore and watch him show up or not and make deciding factors of if that's enough for you. So your spirit guides are throwing all kinds of energy at your solar plexus and saying this is a time to see what you're willing to stand for and what you want out of a relationship. Because if you say, no, I don't want someone who it takes more than a year for them to figure out how to communicate with me, the universe will maybe throw you someone who's more interested in communicating. Maybe it'll just keep throwing you people who don't communicate so you can keep showing that you're not willing to put up with it. Sometimes our soul chooses to learn like that. But I'm going to go ahead and see if June's got anything for us. June, do you got any cards for us?
Yeah, it's definitely in alignment with, there's this codependency energy on one aspect, and then there's a you deserve love in another aspect, and they're totally opposite directions. And in between, there's a separation. So it's basically like it's destined because of what you want, and where you have pointed your arrow, you're extended. Your hand is extended all the way to its peak. And when you shoot, when you let go, you're going to be going in a totally different direction than this person. So really it's about forgiving and learning and trusting yourself that this is happening for good reason. It's almost like this is what you asked for. Of course, we want to be with the person, but their energy is going one way and yours is going the other. And that's just the way it is.
Thank you for calling, Camille. We'll send you all kinds of heart energy, heart chakra energy, center of your chest, spinning wheel of light, green chakra. We're going to be sending you all kinds of energy to help you heal while you continue to learn. We appreciate you for calling. We're here every Sunday, noon Pacific Standard Time. That's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're here for about 90 minutes each Sunday. Come back, check us out. We'll take a look at the energy again for you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Camille. Thank you. And just in case, I need to go ahead and throw out this quick commercial. If you want to connect with June Love or Jennie McDaniel off the air, you may have personal issues or questions or things that you want to discuss off the air, you can do that. Let's give that information out, ladies. June Love, how can our listeners connect with you? What's the best way?
You can connect with me on Facebook, Manifesting Your World with June Love. Again, that's Manifesting Your World with June Love. It's my fan page, but you can purchase services there, and also you can talk with me directly there. My personal page is totally full, so this is a better, page for you to come and see the events that's coming up. I have my Reiki classes that are certifications that are coming up as well. So that is the best way. Or you can reach me at June888love@gmail.com. Instagram is June8love. Yes, that's it. I think that's all.
Oh, that was
I'm
enough.
sorry, and my website. Oh,
What?
yes, and my website, transcendinglove.net.
Oh, wait, there's more. And, yeah. But wait, there's more. So your whole Facebook page is filled up. Oh, man, I'm so jealous. I'm going to change my last name to Love if that helps. You can reach Drew Love. No, you can't. Jennie McDaniel, what's the best way for the listeners to connect with you?
You can email me at heartoverego@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook, JENNIE.McDaniel. And you can also email me at Jennie.McDaniel@gmail.com.
There
And
you
we have
go.
a website, the
EverydayPsychicRadio.com.
That's right.
It's one of them. You go there and you can find out more about Jennie McDaniel, and you can also have the links. The links are posted there, so you can connect with her directly. And and also if you so desire, you can be a VIP listener. You can help support this channel, this podcast, and you can also experience VIP benefits, which means you get a longer, more in-depth, personalized reading. You don't have to wait in a long line, hoping that we get to you. It's the VIP deal, and it's $10 whole. And you can do that by visiting everydaypsychicradio.com. Click the couple of buttons, and I'll be notified to put you to the front of the line. And that's that. So people say, Drew, how come you never tell us how to contact you? Just message me. I'll give you my address, and you can come see me. Yeah, there's no reason to contact me. I'm so cool. But our chat room is very active today. I can't even sum up the things they're talking about. Lovely Dove says, hi, Jennie, and everybody else. There it is. You said, hi, everyone. It's Jennie and Drew, too. Mm-hmm. Jennie, you're just squeezing me out of a job. You know that, right?
I'm learning from you. I'm learning from the best. I'm like, there's no way I would take on the chat room by myself or even with one other guest. But with you holding the line, and we got our lovely friend June here, I'm able to kind of look around the studio while you're doing some work here.
Wow, I looked up. I'm like, did I write that? I didn't even type that. Oh,
I'm tripping you out.
I'm tripping. So let's see. I have another question for in between callers, but let's get some callers out there, and then I'll bring this question up. So far, I think I'm batting 1,000 with these questions. They're kind of weird, but I think they're interesting. So chatters, if you have a question, make sure you type it up in the chat room. We'll put it out there, ideally. So let's get the next caller. Let's go ahead and get this 215. 215. You're live. Jennie and June. What's your name? Where you calling from? What's your question or comment?
My name is Susan, and I'm from Pennsylvania. And how are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Wonderful.
Good. I was just wondering what you see in my relationship because I broke up with my boyfriend yesterday.
Oh.
Well, thanks for that. I'll take a look here. Well, thank you for that. That just helps me go directly where the energy needs to go without hardly having to look deeply into it. So again, thank you for that. I'm going to go ahead and go inside your heart chakra. Anytime there's a breakup or a change or a loss, that you're going to feel it, even if it's a positive loss. And that's what they're saying. They're saying you made right choices. They're not giving me all the details. I don't see it like that. But what they're giving me is a new path, an alternative path, something new, something different. They're saying in this breakup, it took you courage and strength and diligence and a lot of solar plexus strength, like we've been talking about on this show. So they're saying congratulations. So they're saying even though it may look like a failed relationship, you've won karmically. Because they're saying in parallel lives, you would often stay in relationships that were just okay or ones that you weren't satisfied in. And so when you got back to the non-physical after that physical life, you said, when you got back to heaven, you said, no, I can look for a comfortable, loving, helpful, equal mate, and I don't have to settle. I just have to work through my fear. So they're saying you're coming back and breaking karma by working through your fear and stress and anxiety across the board, but definitely in relationships. So again, they're saying you've broken karma. Now the next level of breaking karma, so to speak, is to hold space, do healing, and if and when you're ready to open up the doors again to see if you can wrangle up or find a potential soulmate, twin flame, proper equal partner. So they're saying, congratulations, a big part is already done. And if and when you're ready in the future, they're saying it's also part of your karmic interest to bring in an equal partner. How do we do that? Well, it's not by staying out of relationships for a decade, although that might be what you need, and that's fine to take it. But they're saying if it's in your karmic interest to find an equal partner, you do that by doing it. Again, putting yourself out there and trying. So they're saying heal yourself, move through it, go through the processing, but that one of your karmic interests is, again, to find an equal partner. So we see that for you in the future. We can't give you a time and date. You'll be the determiner. But because of this piece that you've broken off, meaning walked away from something that wasn't servicing you or growing, you're telling the universe you ain't playing around and you want what you want, and it's going to be more likely to give it to you. So they're saying congratulations, confetti everywhere. June, you picking up anything you want to throw in there?
Well, the energy I see is still that energy there. I do see a new love aspect in the relationship, but if there's any reconciliation, they have to come back right, per se. I don't know if the issue is because of religious factors or the way you guys perceive or believe in certain things. You're not seeing eye to eye, but I feel like you can do better without this person. They may be codependent. They may need a lot of help in some way. So, but I do see this energy still floating to where that time when you're when you're ready for that new energy to come through, whether through that person or through someone else altogether, then you know that's going to happen automatically. But I do feel like you're still maybe wanting to give this relationship a chance, or maybe you're thinking about that, but you're still battling with, can I do better without this person, or if not.
Wow, you know what?
Yeah, so that's what I do see.
You said your name was Rose, right?
June Love.
June, yeah, June Love.
June, okay. June, you hit it right on the nail. And you're correct. I would not like to throw 4 years away that I invested.
Right.
But we don't see eye to eye because it seems like I'm carrying the load, and it's always one excuse after another excuse. And it's only been going on for like the last 6 months, you know, like a problem will come up. Yeah, you got to have your partner's back. You let that go. And then it's just again and again, and that's what I told him yesterday. I'm tired of doing everything, and you're not meeting me halfway. A relationship should be based on 50-50. Yes, we do fall once in a while, and your partner picks you up and carries you. You know, that's the way it's supposed to be in my eyes. But I'm not, like I told him, I'm not the man. I'm the woman, and I feel like I'm the man in the relationship, and you're the woman, because it's always one excuse after another. And I would not like to throw 4 years away. I would like to give it a chance, but he has to come back to the table with 50-50 or just leave it alone. And you hit it right on the nose. Do you see him changing or no?
Well, I definitely didn't pick anything up. It's just kind of at a standstill. So it's really about your decision. It's like that on the Matrix where she says, you've already made a decision. You just want to know why you made the decision. So you've already made it. Now you're going to find out why you made the decision.
Okay.
Once you make the decision, you'll see. Yeah, you'll see.
Clever. And we appreciate you, Susan, from Pennsylvania. And
thank you very much.
Thank you so much
for
calling. Yep. Yeah.
You have
sorry. I think she was going to say, you guys have a good day, and Drew's awesome. I think that's what she was going to say. But I could be right. So Yeah, that's cool. And if you didn't catch that, Susan, you can go to everydaypsychicradio.com. You can click buttons and you can connect with these ladies off the air if you have more detailed questions. I love that reading. I love what you guys said to her. And June, I really love any reference to The Matrix, my favorite movie of all time.
My favorite too. I've seen it 100 times.
And that is even almost kind of related to the last comment question that I had, which is somebody told me, they said, God is within us. Like God is within us. God is inside of us and outside of us. So if God's in us, then we already know all the answers. If we're already connected, you know what I'm saying? Like if we're connected to the all, then we already know the answers to the questions that we seek. Do you think that's true or false? And if it's true, how come we don't know that we know?
Well, I think that, we know what we know through our own ego. So I think the universe just is. I think it's just is. And we interpret it through our own egos, which is part of the design. And when we're incarnated into physical bodies, our ego is a little higher. It's just part of the nature of it. So, I think that sorry, I lost my train of thought there. I'll have to come back to it. I kind of stood up to kind of walk around, and it literally flew out of my mind. Sorry about that.
Oh, you had a Drew moment. Okay.
A me moment too. You're not the only one.
It flies out.
Still.
See,
right?
it's my fault. I started doing something else. I disrupted the energy chain.
No, it was me. I stood up. That's all it took.
Right.
Well, that was just food for thought. Chatters can chat on that. Listeners can ponder that.
What was the question again? I forgot. What was the question?
If God is within us and without us, and outside of us.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. How come we don't know that we know? What's your spiel?
So I believe that we know is we are not able to tap into certain capacities of our brain. They say we use about 25%, not even that much, like 15%, maybe 13% of our brain faculties. So there's so much more in that black space, like they say in outer space. It's actually things in the dark that we don't see because it has not been lit up yet. And when our brains begin to light up, like geniuses use more energy in their brain. They have more connections to their brain, other areas of their brain. And then the higher realms of our brain light up when we're in meditation. So like Jennie was saying, in our ego space, when we're there, we have to transcend it. We have to break through. We have to break through it so we can connect to God's source that's within us, spiritually within us, outside of us, however you want to say. The outside of it is, to me, is nature. But within us, to get into space, truly get into space, is within the heart. You go in the heart and come out the back. You go through the heart, out the back. And that's a mental description, way to do that, is tapping into the Creator. So when we know stuff that we don't know why we know it, how do I know that? That's that place where God is. God is everything. Universe is everything. We're all connected to that space. We just have to learn and practice being in that space. And meditation is one of those gateways. The gateway to inner self is meditation.
Mhm. Yeah, because sometimes we know and we don't know how we know. So
right.
there's your evidence.
There's the evidence.
I've heard it said a really cool way, where we are God in motion observing itself. And I was like, that sounds good.
Yes.
That sounds really good.
We're supposed to be observing ourselves. That's why I always say observe and you'll experiment. Experimentation is about observing it, right? You're the test subject only, though. You are the test subject, and everything around you, you're just watching you around everything else.
Yeah, it's good to observe. It's good to observe myself. I learn a lot about me by watching me. which is weird because it's like, why are you watching you? But you know,
Right.
in terms of experimenting and thoughts creating, and we're trying to create the most
Mhm.
ideal life that we want. It's good to know that like, hey, God is me. Oh my God. So now I feel
Right.
so much more empowered and so much more worthy and
Right.
capable. It fills you up. It fills
Mhm.
my cup up with so much love, positive energy to think that God's not somewhere far away. God's here
Right. And
in
that
me.
you're able to do the things like God would do, which is help your friends, help strangers, love on them, send them love and light. Make their day wonderful because you can.
hmm And here
You
I
know what I
was,
mean? Get
limited, thinking I was only awesome. I'm more than that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. More than
Yeah,
awesome, buddy.
I'm smiling now. That pumped me up. I hope the listeners are getting fed, getting this energy charge, because that is a beautiful awakening to know. Like, yeah,
Yes.
we're not alone. We're so in good company. Especially if you're
Man.
listening right now, because you're in the company of this is the Everyday Psychic Radio Show. I'm Drew Pillow, the host. I'm the guy voice, and the ladies, the lovely lady voices that you hear are Jennie McDaniel and June Love. Our very special guest for this week is June Love, and we're here every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. And check us out on the Heart Over Ego Radio Network. Go and open up your phone and download a podcasting app and type in Heart Over Ego Radio. Boom, you can catch our show on Sundays and all the shows throughout the week. So we appreciate you. And let's get on to our next caller because we only have 30 minutes left. And we still have to play our commercial coming up soon. So let's get this caller from, let's try this one, 929. 929, what's your name? Where you calling from? What's your question or comment?
Hi, my name is Dawn Karen, and I'm calling from New York City. My question, I just had a question about my love life. Will love be entering my life soon?
Let's go ahead and take a look here. Because before I answer that, Spirit is having me go somewhere else, which is very common. The human ego often wants to hear the answer a certain way, and Spirit is always going to come at it from the most beneficial, the most heartful, the most learned way. So what Spirit's having me do, and everyone that's listening, going ahead and looking at Dawn's heart chakra, center of her chest. It's a green spinning wheel of light. It's very small. I'm going to go ahead and expand it. So everyone watch it grow. It's growing. It's moving. And I'm spinning it. Inside of it is some reserve. We'll just call it that. They're not giving me all the words to describe it, but there's some energy in there that's not servicing you in your search for love, self or otherwise. So they're saying if you want to manifest love more quickly, go ahead and do some serious looking. Allow yourself to spend time on your heart chakra. They're saying, okay, energy is thinking. So thinking about it and allowing yourself to see your heart chakra growing in the center of your chest. Because right now, because you're an empath, they're calling you a very sensitive individual yourself because of what you've been exposed to in this time frame continuum as well as other time frame continuums. They're just saying that there's a lot of built up like reserve. It's just a little bit of hesitancy or stress or anxiety. Maybe, you really want the connection, but they're just showing some movement that can happen in the heart chakra to bring it in quicker. So, yes, we see love in your life. We already see love in your life. We're seeing love around you from other people. We don't necessarily see what we would call a full-fledged potential husband in the next couple of days or weeks or months, but they're saying you have to start somewhere. So they're just saying, go ahead, do the internal work, put yourself out there, i.e. go to things you like to do, meetups, music. Put yourself out there. That's going to move the energy. So they're showing the typical manifestation process, which they show at least 50 times per show, which is put the desire out there, do the movement, do the physical movement. Mm-hmm. And then they're saying while you're doing that, do the heart chakra healing because they're saying, we hate to tell you this, but finding them's the easy part. Putting the egos down in a extra high-vibed relationship, now that's the tricky part. So they're saying it's a process. So even, if you're thinking finding him's the end, it's the beginning. So what they're saying is think of it less as a conquest. I finally have that done, check it off my list. They're saying it's less of that and more of lots of movement after that, tons more growth after that if it's the right partner. So we appreciate you for calling, Dawn from New York, and we're going to see if June's got anything for you.
Thank you.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi.
What I see is a block in your, I would say your perception or what happened to you before. I see a reconciliation or energy that's coming back to you. You may be reminiscing it, or they actually may be knocking on your door, and you're paying attention to the things that broke it off in the first place, or from this whichever relationship was the most like they kind of did some bad things where you was victimized in this situation. And with having that victim mentality in regards to, sometimes we can have this connection and not know it until we're ready for love again. We're ready to move forward, and then we have to find out, well, what's pulling me back? What's stopping me? And you're recovering from when you connect with people and you see red flags in them that's like that person from the past, and you begin to realize you're creating from your codependency. So because you have not fully disconnected from that energy, from fear of whatever happened, then you're creating and drawing this energy over and over and over again. So it's like being as a child, go back, right. So when you going back to yourself as a child, like what you really want, being that, going into that innocent place of looking at things from the outside in, and dealing with what happened, so that, like Sister Jen was saying, is clearing your heart chakra, expanding it, allowing you to feel what happened, so you can finally let go of it and receive the love that you deserve.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yes. Thank you, Dawn.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dawn, from in New York, and appreciate you calling in. And so let me ask you ladies this question real quick, because we're going to play this 1-minute commercial so everyone will know all about us and what we do. Let me ask you this question. So how often, does this happen at all? And if so, like, is it like kind of common? But how often do you get a caller or a client who says, hey, here's what I want to know? And you give them news and they're not overjoyed to hear it. Like, oh, man, I would have preferred.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. Does it happen?
Yeah, it happens a lot. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Not, I wouldn't say all the time. I would say 50%.
Yeah.
50% of my readings, people are not quite. They was hoping for something different. But I would say 20% of my readings where people just totally hate my reading. Like, I just hate it. I know it's correct, but I hate it. Right. Like, I don't want you to ever see my life again.
Don't look at me. Stop it. Stop looking at me.
Stop looking at my chakras.
Right.
Take my chakras and leave.
And leave. I'm out.
So you know what? And maybe that explains why, like, there's such popularity, like, with some people who are not really, like, legitimate. Like, people who would just take your money and tell you what you want to hear.
Right.
Oh, I love her. She's never been right, but I love her. She says the things. My ears are feeling so happy with this reading.
Itching ears.
Yeah. My ears, my heart is full, my wallet's empty, and I really had a great experience. Thank you. So yeah, so I just said that to say that sometimes the truth can help, but it doesn't always feel so good, you know.
Right.
And that's the kind of truth. That's the kind of truth that it helps me, is like the real, you know. Especially, I don't need you to blow smoke. I would prefer if you told me what I need to do to be on my way. Yeah. So
yeah, I would say most people do want to hear the truth, though. I feel in my heart that even though they're mad at first, they really are happy that at least I know the truth.
You mad? You mad? No.
Right.
Well, it's part of our it's part of our job to trigger them a little bit so that they can see what maybe needs to be looked at. It's don't kill the messenger. If you don't like the information, you can let it go. And if you're really upset about it, that's more of a you karma or a you issue than a me issue. So
right, and you won't defeat me in the spirit realm. So I have all kind of swords and I got all kind of protection. I got all kind of armor.
Matrix
so
powers.
Okay. Right.
I want to get some
I know
music.
I know it.
I'm going to get a sound effects, a triggered sound effects, triggered, where it says.
Oh yeah.
So when one of you guys reach somebody and there's a silence, I'm just going to go press that button. Like, that's terrible. That would be so mean.
That would be so mean.
I'm not publicly mean at all. Catch me behind the scenes. Well, I'll be talking about you. Anyway, let's get this quick commercial in here. Everything is so high paced. It's a great Sunday. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Everyday Psychic Radio. June Love, Jennie McDaniel, and Drew Pillow will be back in 47 seconds. You are listening to the web's #1 choice in spiritual growth and development. This is Heart Over Ego Radio, a network of shows to provide you with healing and guidance to improve the quality of your life. Check us out on Sundays with the Everyday Psychic Show. Mondays is the Alchemy Sisters. Tuesdays, Radical Spirituality. Wednesdays is Know Thyself. Thursdays, Transcending Love. Fridays, Rain Radio. This is Heart Over Ego Radio. Check us out on the web at facebook.com and Blog Talk Radio. What a great commercial. I hope it inspires you to download, like I said, download a podcasting app, type in Heart Over Ego Radio, that's our network, and listen to our podcast. We have a variety of shows throughout the week. This is the Sunday show. It's called Everyday Psychic Radio, and it stars June Love. Oh, my God. June, you're affecting me. It stars Jennie McDaniel.
Hey.
Andrew Pillow. Oh, God. Did I say my whole name? Yeah. It's Drew, Jennie, and every week we have a special guest. And this week it's June Love. Back to Earth. Let's get another caller because I'm losing my mind over here. I'm too happy. So, Jennie, do you see a particular number that pleases thou?
Let's go with 347.
Okay, 347. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your question or comment?
Oh, hi. Thank you all for taking my call. My name is Katie, and I'm calling from New York.
All right, Katie, how's it going, and what's your question?
I am trying to attract new employment, and I prefer permanent employment. And I'm wondering what's going on with what I'm attracting. I have been interviewing. I'm waiting for some, I guess, either confirmations or things like that about the positions I've interviewed for already. And I'm kind of a little tired of applying. So that's kind of what's going on.
Well, when you get tired, you know you're close because we get stretched in these lessons and learning and things of this nature. But they're showing you being very, very employable. You're very competent. You're a good hard worker. Show up. Do excellent work. They're saying matter of time before you land a job. It looks like they're saying, it's hard to tell you what someone else's ego is going to choose because it's whimsical, especially the human ego. And so what psychics do, and this is what I don't like to do, but this is often what psychics do, they'll guess. And that's exactly what it is because we don't get to make destiny as psychics. We simply take a look at the energy and everything happens as it will because we got free will. So what I can see is so as opposed to me trying to figure out what their egos are going to do, which isn't going to really help us because, again, that human ego is whimsical. It can make changes and choices. But what they're saying is she's got a 99.99999% chance of landing a job because she's so hireable. So what they're saying is it's a matter of time. So if you're getting tired, that means you've been doing it for a while. They're saying it shouldn't be much longer. So holding the space. They're saying the idea that you'll land one of the ones that you're going to interview pretty close to in the next few days. They're saying, we can't tell you again for sure. This is just a glimpse. And again, we like to use that disclaimer, but they're saying you're so employable that we wouldn't see why you wouldn't get hired. So the idea is high, or the possibility is high, but they're saying even if you don't get that, you're so employable, just keep hitting it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I'm just like, I literally sometimes have like 2 and 3 phone interviews and 2 and 3 in-person interviews a week. So I'm just like, it's about to be Christmas. I'm a little tired. I'm like, I maybe need a break from applying for a job.
Well, take a bit of a break if you need it, no doubt, because that is intense and you are doing it right. You're not just kicking back saying, hey, when am I going to make more money, and doing nothing about it. They're saying you're doing absolutely everything about it. And that's just showing how serious you are. And again, has a lot to do with a lot of different deciding factors. The economy, who's hiring around you? What are they looking for? What do they need? What position are they looking for? So there's a lot of variation, but they're saying you're so employable. You're going to get hired. If you need to take a bit of a time out around the holidays, they suggest that. Go ahead and enjoy some food and family, So, and, you're diligent. You can hop right back on after the holidays. You getting anything, June?
Thank you.
I definitely see a lot of positive, like affirmations being used. And I see this focusing upon your strength. Like sometimes we focus on what we need to do to get a job instead, per se, of focusing much more on mastering what we already know. And I also see a clearing your energy. Like clear your energy by writing exactly what it is you want. Because I don't know if you're putting in jobs for one particular field or more than one field, but if you're doing a lot of different fields, it may let me say, I don't want to say it's going to mess you up per se, but it can take more time when you're not exactly sure. It's like this: if you say, I want a brand new car, but I like this car and that car, you can't really figure out which one should I get. And you think, well, I'll just get whichever one comes first. But sometimes when you are 99.99999, your energy level is extremely high to where it's like, okay, decide exactly what it is that you want. And not just like distinctively, because you already know what you want. But there are some other things they want you to look at. So just kind of write it down and say, this is what I really want, and then see what happens.
Write it down.
From all of those places that you put in for what is the most ideal job that you want, and just be honest with yourself, because that 99.999, you're going to use it to get to what you want.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, thank you. Thank you both.
There you go.
We
appreciate your call.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much for calling, Katie from New York. Shout out to Brenda Bradshaw in the chat room. I just went and followed her show page. It's called Psychic Card Readings here on Blog Talk Radio.
Yay.
Hey, and she got that commercial for $75. You can get a commercial like, no, she didn't. I just said that.
Wow.
Nice. Nice. When I was listening to you guys talk to Katie, I was thinking, like, when I'm in the job market, my attitude is so unstoppable. So I just see like there is a certain number that I have to, go through before I get to what I want, because I'm going to get it. So I might have to apply to 10 places. Maybe it's 3. I don't know. But as I'm out there, it's like, is this the place? Oh, maybe it's not. Is this one? This one? And because I know I'm going to get it. So that's kind of like in alignment with the thoughts create. I see myself having it, and it's just me going through the motions and staying on the path until I'm there. And then I was thinking, you don't want to be stressy and worried, because that's kind of counterproductive. But you also don't want to be too aloof and too casual, like, oh, I don't really care either way, So it's kind of a balance thing, right? Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. See, I should be a job coach. No, no, I
But
should.
one thing too, I noticed I've been working doing stage management. So I was, how you do something and then you don't do it for a while, and then you're like, what do I really want to do? I did the same thing she did. What do I really want to do outside of the work that I do, like outside of, my healing work and all of that? So what can I do that's fun and active because I can do everything at home? And I told someone, okay, I'm going to go back to stage management. They did not believe me. All of a sudden, I started getting stage management jobs everywhere, just coming in. And I went to a few of them and I said, this is it. This is exactly what it is I want. But I knew, like for myself, I just go for that. I just look for that job only. Even though I have administrative skills, I have all kind of different skills I can do, writing skills and all of that. But this is something I want to do. Even though it's like, yeah, I need some money. I need some extra money for some other things, but let me go for what I know, what I really want to do. And it just popped up. I love it. I love it. You could do what you want. We could just think of it. We really can do what we want if we stick to it. And our mind is single with our body and mind and spirit. Everything is in alignment with what we want. Everyone is saying yes. Even the ego is like, yes. You got the ego in agreement with the heart? Yeah. You got it.
You said the ego said yes, and then I said yes. And I was like, am I the ego? Oh, my gosh. So,
it's okay. Ego is not bad.
Yes. So, yeah, and we can't, and it, it helps if it's something that you really have a passion about, because then you don't hit a flat spot or meet some resistance and then just give up and throw in the towel.
Right, absolutely.
It doesn't work that way.
Absolutely.
It doesn't work that way. Yeah.
That's it.
So, let's see. We're down to like the last 14 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mention once again to the listeners, because there are several of you guys waiting to get through. And I know that each and every one of your calls is very important to you and also to me. And so because mathematically it's impossible to field all these calls in a limited amount of time, if you have something pressing and urgent, and maybe personal or not, you can contact June Love and Jennie McDaniel off the air for some personal services. Jennie McDaniel is easy to find, JENNIE.MCDANIEL, Jennie McDaniel, on Facebook or at gmail.com. And you can also catch June Love on Facebook at Manifesting
Your
Love.
World.
Your World.
No, Manifesting Your World with June Love.
With June Love. Just what I was going to say. Just what I was going to say.
Thank you, Drew.
And you can catch her right there on Facebook. Lock in, click like and subscribe and follow. Do those things because it's free and it supports us. And if you want to, you could be a VIP for this show by visiting everydaypsychicradio.com. Click a few buttons. You can be a VIP caller. It's $10. You jump to the front of the line. You get a little bit of extra care, and that's available to you. I am actually running that website right now, so if you jump on it, I'll be like, hey, there you go. So let's get the last caller or last couple callers in here while we have time. And I'm not going to say anything else about the chat room. I'm just going to leave that there. Let's get the caller who's been holding the longest, and that would be this caller here from 856 area code. 856, what's your name? What's your location? What's your question or comment?
Hi, this is Laura in New Jersey, and I have an interview for tomorrow, and it's for a permanent job. Yay! I just wonder what you might pick up if you see me getting that job or something else.
Take a look here, Laura. If you heard a little bit of what we were saying to the previous caller, when psychics look at the future, they're taking a glance and guessing. They're banking on what they see to be truth. Now, that's not always smart because the human ego does what it wants to do, and it's fickle, and it can change its mind at the drop of a hat. It can go into your interview in a bad mood, like the person hiring, and have a completely different view of you than what you are. So I can't predict what other egos are going to do. Hell, I can't even really predict what mine's going to do half the time. But what they're saying is it looks good. If we had to give you a number, we'd say 60% or higher. So 65 to 70% chance that you're going to nail this job. Again, just like the other caller that called in about looking for work, you are very employable, very heartful, good worker. Someone would be very, very, very glad to have you as their employee. So if this person doesn't take you, they're lost. Let the other person see what they've got. So they're saying, if it's not this one, you're not far off. We'd love to be able to tell you a date. We just can't line it up like that. We don't like to bet on just visions, which can change at any drop of the hat. Let's see if June's getting anything, though.
So if you did not get that job, how would you feel? From a scale from 0 to 10, bad being 10, 0 being okay, wonderful.
Well, I probably would be at a 7 or an 8, maybe. I think it depends on what they would offer me salary-wise, because I don't know, and whether because I would have to move for one thing, because it's a far distance, so I would have to get the money together to move, and until I could do that, I would have a long commute. So there's factors involved. I did get extended for a couple months on the project I'm currently on. But I'm so ready to move on from there. And I've also been submitted for a couple other contracts. So maybe one of those will come through for me. I don't know.
So what I'm getting for you is I do see impatience and boredom and forgiveness. You're bored. You're tired of waiting. And you're ready to give up on some things that are connected to your joy. You may be, and the reason I had asked you in the beginning about the 0 to 10, because I wanted to make sure from what I was seeing was that you're very connected to the outcome of it that may devastate you per se in some kind of way. And I won't say devastate to where you're like you wanted to, do something bad to yourself. No, nothing like that. But just giving up, just feeling like this is not going to ever work again. But on the other hand, you have this energy of faith and knowing that you are capable of getting a job that you really desire and love. So I would say just work within yourself. Just do the work, and it's going to pop up. It's going to happen. The timing may not be the way you would like, but it is close. You just have to do some inner work from probably past jobs, bringing in forgiveness and patience, and that what you're desiring. Just hold on, sister, a little longer. Hold on a little longer. It's definitely coming. It's coming.
So do you feel? Does that mean then that you feel it's probably not going to be this job that you're picking up?
65%. 65%. So you just never know. They can say, okay, this is great. You might say, well, I'll take this price when you really want to take something else. So it could be any kind of, all kinds of factors of you getting it or not getting it, or just not getting exactly what it is you want.
Because when I had the phone interview with her, when I had the phone interview with her, I got the impression that she was unimpressed. So I was very surprised to find out that they were bringing me in for an interview. I actually wasn't expecting it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I didn't expect that. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Good luck, darling.
Thank you, Laura.
Welcome.
So here's my non-psychic vibe that I was getting, because it's always about me, and it was like, Drew, this is about you, right? Yeah, because it's all about, for me, it's all about being at peace today. So, I wanted to move. I was tired of living where I live, although I love where I live. It's a beautiful place. It served its purpose. I'm just ready to move on. And so I think it took maybe 9 months. And then, boom, I found a place. I think this place is going to be great. So now this move is in process. But each of those days of that 9 months, I could have been like, oh my God, when am I going to find this place? Ah! Or I just kept loving where I was at and kept doing what I needed to do and letting things happen the way they happen. And because to me, it's about having peace and serenity and happiness in my todays. Does that make sense, or is that just super self-centered?
No,
perfect.
That's how it's done. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because if my happiness and my contentment is contingent upon something else besides right now, today, what I have, then it seems like it's kind of going to be at the mercy of that thing. Like if that thing goes away, then what happens to my peace and joy?
Right. Oh, Lord Jesus.
And sometimes we think we're going to be super happy if we get this girl or this thing, and then those things like, oh my God, I was better off without it. So it's just, I don't know. That's me. I'm not a psychic, but I'm something. So we have.
You are.
Yeah, I am. I'm claiming that. So we have 5 minutes left, and I want to thank all the listeners. And let's see if we can squeeze one more in, if you guys. But I want to give you guys an opportunity to make some, comments before we get off. I know I monopolize the time so much. I'm such a pig, a good pig.
Cut it out.
Beautiful pig. So what do you guys, any comments, any things that you wanted to say that you didn't get a chance to? Now's your chance.
I just always love working with June. She's just such a wonderful energy empath psychic, and it's always fun to watch her work. And I always enjoy working with Drew. So I've had fun today. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Same here. I love working with you guys. And I do want to say destiny is on the table today. So it's not so much about what we want. That was in the past, what we wanted. And so now what we wanted has become our destiny, whatever that destiny is. And so we focus on our destiny. We won't be disappointed. Well, less disappointed.
Follow your passion. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
with trembling and everything.
Yes. Speak your truth, anyway, that's irrelevant. I want to give a quick shout out to the chatters. They have been amazing today. Aleph Lamed, Aloha J, Amish comedian Brenda, Bradshaw, Fiddlio Bob, Lovely Dove, Purple Pill. I can't even tell you what they've been talking about, because some of this stuff I need a college professor to translate. It's just been really deep. It's been beautiful. My favorite, if I could pick a favorite in the chat room, I wouldn't do that because everybody's my favorite. So anyway, we have 4 minutes left. Let's squeeze in one other caller. But I want to let you guys know, next week, 3 o'clock Eastern, call early, noon Pacific time. Jump in the chat room with us. We have a great time. And if you didn't get through today and you want to get through next time, you want to ensure that, consider being a VIP caller. You help support our channel, and you also get the privileges and bonuses that come from being a VIP. The price and everything is all listed. It's $10, just FYI. You can go to everydaypsychicradio.com, our website. All the information and details are there for you. So let's get one last caller. And let's go with, let's take this caller from, looks like a Skype connection. Let's see. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your question or comment quickly?
It's JR calling from Canada. I don't have any questions or readings, but just to say I'm listening to your show. I always enjoy your show. Lots of high energy. So, ready?
Oh, yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey. We got a guy caller, and he didn't even want anything. He was giving. Oh, that's terrible for me to say. But yeah,
that's the best date ever. The best date.
And I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say this show is so high energy today, and he said it. See, Canada, boom. Yes. We appreciate you, JR.
Right.
We appreciate you listening in. Let's put you back on hold so we can squeeze in one last caller if we can. Okay. Do you guys, we only have 2 minutes. Do you guys want to try one more caller, or shall we just wrap it up, put a bow on it, and say Merry Christmas?
We could probably wrap it up, because I think by the time they get the actual question out and we even take a look, it'll be ending.
Right. Well, And I'll take this opportunity to say, be on the lookout because we have a new network that starts in the first week of January, and it's going to be hot. It's going to be fire. It's going to be illuminating, and it's going to be not about esoteric and psychic things, but it's going to be about, I don't know. Can you tell us a little bit about it, Jen?
It's going to be about politics and social constructs and breaking down dogma in the two-party system, exposing corruption in government. We're going to do all kinds of things. We're going to have 7 shows a week. And it's so funny we're talking about the political network because with our lovely caller from Canada, what brought to mind was that thing that was all over the news about a bunch of world leaders standing in a circle. One of them was the Canadian Prime Minister, Justin, is it Trudeau? And they were all talking smack about our U.S. president. And I just thought it was the funniest thing on the planet. I died. I watched it 1,000 times, I swear to you. I just like that. So shout out to the Canadians, including the Prime Minister. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And check that out. Imagine us doing a show about politics. I don't even like to call it a show about politics because your mind thinks of politics. Ugh.
It's true.
But it's
We're
not.
alternative.
It's us talking about real world stuff, that just happens to cover a spectrum of topics. So we can be,
And we're not going to be just talking heads. We're going to have some ideas and plans of how to fix some of the things that we're going to be making fun of and poking at and looking at. So it's going to be a lot of information and an opinion, but a lot of us are really smart. We can put together some plans, which is part of my idea too, giving opinions as well as forming ideas of how to fix said problems.
Right. Just like smart people that are down to earth and real and not like married to a particular worldview. Like, I'm a Democrat no matter what, or I'm a Republican no matter what. Like, no, I'm not. I'm a normal person, and I go with whatever makes sense, and I don't see much that makes sense. Anyway. Not in this current scheme. Anyway, we're a minute over, and I do apologize for holding you guys hostage, but I hope you guys support our new channel. What's the name of it? It's going to be called
Third Eye Political Radio.
Right here on Blog Talk Radio.
Wow.
Third Eye Political Radio. Get ready. Be on the lookout. We're going to blow your mind from a whole different direction. So we love you guys, and we hope you have a wonderful week, and thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next Sunday. Check out this music that we play when we leave the building. Here it goes. Ooh, that's loud. Today's show is brought to you by Heart Over Ego Radio. I'm Drew Pillow on behalf of Jennie McDaniel. We thank you for listening to Everday Psychic Radio. You can catch us every Sunday right here on Blog Talk Radio at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Check out the other shows on the Heart Over Ego Radio Network for your listening and healing and spiritual enlightenment. So, Drew Pillow, and we are out of here.